Good afternoon. I'm Donald Lovett, Chairman of the Liberty County Board of Commissioners. On Monday morning, our county, especially in the Sunbury area, was hit by severe weather. As a result of that, homes, businesses, and properties were damaged. After receiving a detailed report from our county administrator, Mr. Joey Brown, Commissioner Marion Stevens and I rode around so I could get a first-hand look at the damage. While I was struck by what I saw, I was more encouraged when Commissioner Stevens would say that the county, electric companies, and above all, the people came together and had made great strides in making the roads passable and power was being restored. In full transparency, on my way down, I was thinking of the challenges we faced with the coronavirus. And now we add to that storm damage. I can truthfully say I saw the true character of the people of Liberty County in action. Resiliency, unity, and human kindness was in full display. That's who we are. That's why I'm glad to serve and to be a member of this great community. I'm so thankful for that opportunity and thankful for the protection of Almighty God. And for that, we give him all the glory and the honor and the praise. And we offer ourselves to your assistance. At this time, we'll hear from our county administrator, Mr. Joey Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Chairman mentioned, approximately 7:15 Monday morning, portions of Liberty County were affected by strong winds that were embedded in a line of thunderstorms that moved through. Those were in the Sunbury area and down towards Brigantine Dunmore Road in our county. National Weather Service is scheduled to pay a visit to our area sometime this week. Right now, we don't know whether it was actually strong straight line winds or a tornado that actually touched down, but it did do some damage. I'm happy to say that even though we did have approximately 12 homes that were damaged, no one was injured, which is a miracle. If you're able to see some of the pictures of that, and by the way, I think we'll try to run some of those up on our site maybe tomorrow. Most of the roadways are back open. I do have to say kudos again to the firemen, to the power companies, to our crews that helped do the initial emergency push that we always see to get the roadways open so we can get in there and check on people. And that was accomplished prior to lunch yesterday, which was pretty phenomenal. I do want to touch on a couple of administrative things. Our strike teams were on the ground yesterday. Damage assessment teams into the early evening. They completed their damage assessments. Again, we have somewhere around 12 homes that were damaged. We have a lot of debris that's on the ground, especially as the chairman mentioned in the Sunbury area. I do want to tell you that if you had damage to your home, I'm going to give you a number for the Liberty County Tax Assessor's Office and ask you to please call that number to report damage to your home. We want to make sure that we catalog that both for FEMA and GEMA as well as for your insurance purposes and for tax reporting here. That number is 912-876-3568. Again, 912-876-3568. Just give them your name and your address. They'll check it against their damage assessment log that they had yesterday when they went out. So thanks to them, all those things will be cataloged. I want to talk a minute about debris, and our EMA director, Mr. Larry Logan, will follow me here to kind of clean up, so to speak, on that. We are exploring some opportunities with GEMA related to debris cleanup. The county is busy with the machinery that it has trying to still clear roadsides and things like that, and we'll be doing that for the next few days. So again, Larry will expand on that. Right now, if you're a citizen on the east end of the county, the East End Convenience Center on Fort Morris Road is open extended hours. It's open from daylight till dark. That's for citizens only, not for commercial contractors. I want to make a note here too. We have a lot of commercial tree companies and contractors in the county. They're reminded that they are not to take that debris to a convenience center, and they're not to stack debris on the side of the road. They need to haul that to their normal disposal location that they take all their debris to. So at this time, I'm going to yield for a minute to Mr. Larry Logan, and then come back and try to answer any questions that we've seen come up. I have one that was submitted the other day regarding actually payments as some offices are closed. Larry?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chairman and Mr. Brown. I'm just going to talk about specifically two areas. One is a resource request from GEMA. As Mr. Brown alluded to earlier, we're looking to explore the opportunity to have our mutual aid agreements put in place and receiving some equipment to help us out with our debris. And that's going to be put in effectively today, and we're hoping to get a good response. However, I do want the citizens to be aware at this time that there are other areas in the state of Georgia that's been hit as well, and everybody's basically trying to get resources to come and assist. So we must be patient with them, and everything that we get will be appreciated in Liberty County. Secondly, I'd like to address an issue with the water. During this process, we've had some complaints of the water, and we basically put some information on our Facebook page, and it's out. If you have any questions about your water, if you have if you haven't talked to your water carrier at this time, you probably need to. There's a boil water advisory being out in the eastern district. It's not for all, but this is for a lot of our residents. So we want to make sure that you're aware of that, the boil water, and we want to make sure that you're informed when the water is back to normal. So please watch our Facebook page, stay tuned, and we'd like to just let you be informed about that. Those are the two areas that I'd like to cover, Mr. Brown. I'm going to yield back to either the chairman or Mr. Brown to talk more.
Thanks, Larry. And just for a little bit of clarification, those anybody that is served by water utility management services, those are basically, like Larry said, on the far eastern side of the county. You contact them, please. You should have their number as their water customer. It's a boil water advisory for 24 to 48 hours because the power was out for so long. So they're asking customers to do that. That does not affect water customers of Liberty County. So it does not affect our water system at all. I do want to answer one question related to that, and we actually talked. I'm going to shift just a second since some of our offices are closed right now because of COVID. One question was, how can we pay our water? And this is sewerage bill. The county doesn't operate a sewerage system, and this may have really been addressed to City of Hinesville residents. But for those of you that are our water customers, remember you can contact our office here. We will allow electronic payments to be made on your water system bill for the east end that we cover, or you can come to the building here and call the office and we'll come down and service you. So I hope that answers that question. The other thing, back to debris, just one quick second before I yield back to the chairman, is that there are a good number, again, of tree removal companies that are in that area. And I think as we look at these strike teams for some equipment that we may be able to get from GEMA, hopefully, we do want to wait until these tree companies, a lot of them, clear out. It's a very tight working quarters down at Sunbury proper, and so there's really not room for many more to operate at this time. So we're going to continue to explore avenues and work through that. So I just appreciate it very much. We had a question come up the other day on Facebook that said, are we ready for a disaster in the middle of COVID? Well, it's kind of, so we had one. And I kudos out again to everybody, the whole team that came together and still comes together to work on that, because we were ready and we still remain ready, and I think we're prepared. So with that, I'll yield back to the chairman.
Questions? Can you repeat the tax assessor's number again, and possibly the number to call if they can't get a hold of them?
Well, they should be able to get hold of them. There's a recording in there, but they are there. They're staffing their office. That number again is 912-876-3568. 912-876-3568. You will get an operator there that you can talk to someone.
They were asking, the city of Midwest closed, City of Hinesville was closed, so who were we supposed to call?
Well, that's, I'm not sure what the question, if both of those governments are closed, we will pass that question on to them. I think they had numbers that were posted, so we'll check and try to run some of those numbers up on our site. We don't govern any of those activities at any of those locations.
Mr. Sherman wants to know, how can vehicle tax be reduced?
You may remember, and again, we're shifting to COVID a little bit, but that's okay. There has been an extension granted by the Department of Revenue. I don't have that date here in front of me. I was thinking it was like May 12th, from what I remember. That right now DOR has said they're extending those deadlines, but you can call the office of the tax commissioner. Folks are manning that office also, and ask those specific questions. If you don't have that number, we can also run that up on the Facebook site. It is on the door up here, but it's also on the web.
Thank you, Mr. Brown and Mr. Logan. I'd like to remind everybody, even though offices are close to the public, you can still call in. There's someone there at each one of those offices who will help you with your needs. So you can still call in even though they're not open to the general public. So please don't be afraid to do that. George said we'll put the numbers on our website, but just know that City of Hinesville, I'm almost sure City of Midway, same thing. Definitely constitutional offices, there's someone there demanding phones for you for any questions you may have. I just want to wrap up by saying thank you again, Mr. Logan, for your office and what you all do for us every day. Thank you again, Mr. Brown, for what you all do for us every day. I want to thank all our road crews, everybody who's out there, tax assessor's office, everybody who's, all the boots on the ground, all the boots on the ground. Thank you so much for what you do. Like Mr. Brown said, I was thinking too, oh boy, we're dealing with the coronavirus, and now here we have this damage from the storm. But I was really enthused and pleased yesterday to see the people in action who were sitting in the rocking chairs on the porch, you know, in the midst of a storm. So that was encouraging to me. So I'm proud to be a part of a community that has that kind of resiliency. So we can get through this together. We can get through this together. By all means, listen, let's not get comfortable with the coronavirus. Let's social distance, let's sanitize. You see Mr. Logan has his mask around his neck. So let's not get complacent with that now because we're dealing with the storm. We got to really balance both of those events at one time. But we can do it. I'm convinced we can do it. And like it's been said, it may sound cliche, but it's true. This too will pass. This too will pass. So thank you again for being great citizens. Thank you for allowing us to serve, and we look forward to being of assistance to you in the future. Have a great day.